Welcome back to the EAM Crypto channel. My name is Enrique, and we were going to do a video today for our weekly version of Degen Talk. Unfortunately, we had to change things up at the last minute, but on the bright side, it gave me an opportunity to do a video today, and it's one that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. You guys have asked me countless times, hey, why aren't you covering gaming anymore? And my answer is always going to be the same. As long as it seems like gaming sector is still looking like it's on a free fall and it's a bad investment, then I don't want to talk about it. I just don't. So today we're going to talk about Gala, we're going to talk about Verasity, and we're going to talk about Ultra. And I still don't think that the right time is here just yet to buy into these. If someone were to tell me that they're going to start DCAing into these assets, I would say that's okay. That's fine, I guess. But I still think that these assets have a ways to go. So we're going to talk about them in detail, talk about market cap, and I'm going to give you some examples of how I tried to warn people on Twitter and other places. But every time that I say something bearish about any asset, I either get nailed publicly or via mean emails or DMs, and it's just one of those weird things. So I know that my channel has been very bearish since its inception about 5 months ago, but that's what the TA implied. And with these gaming tokens, they're still so overvalued. So I'm going to show you some examples of where we're at. Some of them have dropped by like 80%. They're still overvalued for a number of reasons, not just technically, but fundamentally. So let's get into it and discuss these three gaming tokens. Alright guys, so let's talk about Gala. Gala. So we'll start off with some tweets here. So back on, what was this, February 5th, I was trying to warn this poor soul that he or she was about to lose his or her ass if they stayed. So I actually wanted to, they tweeted about shorting, so I was like, hey, where can I short Gala? This is like the easiest money ever. And this person did not seem to agree with my tweet. And sure enough, back then, let's see, what was that? February 5th. Let's go look at Gala on February 5th. We'll have to go to the daily. February 5th, we're probably about, look at that. We'll say right here, about 29, somewhere between 29 and 32 cents. I guess even higher. So 35 cents. So that, I guess that Gala was really pumping that day. Probably was around 35 cents when I made that tweet, and now Gala's at 7 cents. So yeah, what's that, about a 80% drop since I tried to warn that poor soul. So yeah, so let's talk about Gala. Lot to see here. First and foremost, let's look at that fully diluted market cap. Guys, $2.6 billion. $2.6 billion. I'm going to guess that they are not worth this as far as their earnings. I'm going to guess it's not even close as far as all the technicals and fundamentals go. I have no idea what their earnings are, but I'm going to guess that whatever those earnings are, they do not give credence to a 2.6 diluted market cap billion. That is just way too high. It's ridiculous. It's craziness. It's bonkers. And as investors, you have to look at that and just laugh and go, hell no. Circulating supply, I guess it says almost 7 billion. Total supply, I guess it's 35 billion. Is that right? Wow. If that's the case, they still need to release 80% more of the supply. Good God. I have no interest in buying Gala anytime soon. Now, it is listed on Coinbase. A lot of the poor investors are going to ape into this at some point, because it could pump hard, and it probably will pump hard. At some point in time, it is going to pump hard. But as far as any historical levels of support, then we can totally count on, right? As we look left here on the daily, I don't see much, guys. I guess right here at 4 cents, well, no, that got blown to bits just not that long ago. So I guess historically speaking, maybe 3 cents would be a good time to go in, maybe. But with still 80% of the circulating supply, still 80% of the supply is still not even in circulation. Yikes, that is some scary stuff. So look guys, I have no desire to jump into Gala anytime soon. I guess one could make an argument that at 3 cents, you're looking at a decent entry spot maybe. And as far as the fundamentals of Gala, how can I say this in just a brief way? Look, Gala is a studio, right? So it's going to pump out a bunch of games. So when you get to have a studio that pumps out a bunch of games, that's really, really cool because you get to make money off maybe 5 games that really go big, 7, 3, I don't know. But it's not like a actual game like some of the ones that I'm in private sales in from last year, from even before I had my YouTube channel, Galaxy Blitz and Magic Craft and all these other games where it's kind of a hit or miss, right? It's a home run or nothing. With these guys, you're going to get something because some of the games that this studio does help create and get into the open market will hit. Sooner or later, they'll have one. They may have a few. So you have to think that this is not as big of a risk as an actual game. So I really like that. So maybe at 3 cents, yeah, at 3 cents, I may have an alert to go in there and buy. I really like it that they're in Coinbase, so make it easier to purchase them. When the narrative changes, when things change, it could be a really long time till these kinds of assets are in my good graces. It could be a good time to look in there. So I would keep an eye on Gala, but I'm not really interested to get in there until maybe 3 cents. That's my 2 cents, and that's probably what I'll do. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just letting you guys know what I'm doing and how I'm seeing the market. So I guess that's my 2 cents on Gala, is that I'll get in there at 3 cents. All right, let's talk about the next one, Verasity. Here we go. All right, so let's talk about Verasity. Verasity is a pretty cool platform. They're looking to compete with like the Twitches of the world through their own platform. They have this really cool patent on something called proof of view, which has some really cool technology behind it. You guys can check it out in your own time. But they do a lot as far as being able to do more for the creator, for the advertiser, and for the viewer. I mean, they have this cool thing called pay to view, where the viewers actually get paid for watching videos on the platform. So it's really, really cool. Unfortunately, if you're in the US, you can't get paid. For whatever reason, the getting paid to view is not accessible in the US. So all right, let's take a look at Verasity. What is this one? And I'm kind of doing this on the fly, guys, so which is kind of cool, makes it more fun. Their circulating supply is at 43% of total supply, so much better than our friends over at Gala Games. Fully diluted market cap is 67 million with a market cap, well, 43% of that, right? So 29 million. So yeah, not as maybe overvalued in some ways as Gala, in some other ways maybe so, right? I mean, what Veracity's doing, it's never been done before. It's first of its kind. So it's really hard fundamentally to try to compare it to anything. We really don't know what to expect. So here, let's see who I upset in Twitter, in Twitter land, because that's what I do sometimes. Let's see. And look, guys, when I'm honest like this and I'm saying things that may not be great for my channel, I know that bearish comments are not great for YouTube channels. I'm cool with that. I'm fine. I am a trader first, YouTuber second. Unlike 99% of YouTubers out there, I don't need to make money off you guys or have all these promo videos to be successful. The majority of the money I make is going to be from trading because I'm good at it. So yes, if there's a good project that wants me to cover it and pay me for it, of course I'll do it. Yes, and tell you guys about it. That's part of the thing. But for the most part, if I make comments on Twitter that might upset some people or make me lose followers or subscribers or whatever because they're bearish, I'm just being honest and trying to protect you guys. So this was when? On May 12th. So this guy said, VRA fams, have we seen the bottom yet? Me, nope. And talked about the fundamentals for a second. This guy said I was talking crap. And so yeah, so that was May 12th. So let's see, this will be fun. On May 12th. Oh wow, that was not long ago. Is that May or March? Good God, that was just May 12th. And it's dropped a bit since then, right? Let's see, May 12th. We're looking at a little bit over a cent. So it's dropped about 36% since then. So not bad. I thought those tweets were a lot older. That's hilarious. Time flies by. So yeah, it's dropped about 36% since then. And looking at Verasity, let's see. Do we have any historical support here that we can kind of count on? Not really, guys. Not really. It did fall a bit more. when all those gaming tokens kind of fell a bit to about almost half of a cent. But really, there's not much else to look at as far as a decent amount of support. I mean, I see a little bit more support over here, kind of like around 20% of a cent. And then, I mean, it just was down at these levels of, hardly anything for the longest time. So again, this asset could still drop quite a bit. Now, as far as the circulating supply versus total supply, it's not as bad as the situation that we have with Gala. So that helps. But yeah, this thing could still fall down quite a bit. It really, really can. Now, say Bitcoin goes down to like 20K, 22K or something like that, which from that, where it's at right now would be about a 33% loss. How much more would this drop? Maybe twice as much, maybe 65% loss. So yeah, guys, this is still highly speculative, highly risky. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what to say here. I guess you got to kind of really like it down at these levels of 20% of a penny, which is a considerable drop from 64% of a penny. It really, really is. So there could still be a lot more blood on the streets here for this asset. And yeah, it's I would have a hard time justifying DCAing into it right now, midterm. But if you're looking at this long term, you're a huge proponent of this technology, then yeah, I guess you could DCA in now. Again, not a financial advisor, just giving you guys my 2 cents. All right, so next, let's talk about Ultra. All right, guys, last but not least, let's talk about Ultra, ticker symbol UOS. And Ultra has gotten a lot of hype and press, and it's just one of those easy narrative kind of things, right? So you can be sitting around the table and tell your friends, or tell your smug uncle or grandpa that's always smug about his 2% gains on Wall Street every Thanksgiving, and you can tell him or her about Ultra, right? You can just say something very simple. It's the blockchain's version of Steam, has a great partnership with the blockchain's version of Twitch, which is Theta, and kind of, it's just got that easy narrative, easy to understand. They've done a lot as far as marketing, a ton actually. And let's get into this. So circulating supply of these guys looks like it's about a little bit over 30% of the total supply. So again, not great at all. Market cap is about 112 million. So obviously the fully diluted market cap will be about 3 times that, since it's only about 30% circulating supply versus total supply. And so yeah, that doesn't look fantastic. Now, looking at the history, it did get pretty freaking high. Got up to about $2.50 back in November of 2021, when all the metaverse and gaming tokens were all losing their minds and going amazing. Those were fun times, they were, but it's given back a ton of those profits, and I don't know when this is going to fall back. Looking at historical support, while we look left, from a short time frame, it looks like it dropped to 28 cents, 29 cents. And if that gets broken, and I believe if BTC goes down to mid-20s, low 20s, it will for sure get broken. You're probably looking at something down here, maybe 15 cents, maybe, or at least something like this. There seems to be a little history over here. Maybe around 22 cents. Wow, so there's still some a lot of free falling that this asset could do. There really is. I mean, I just hate to be so bearish on all these tokens and all these different types of gaming and metaverse projects, but it is what it is. We are where we are on the macro. The macro sucks, and the technicals and fundamentals on these it's just hard to justify these types of market caps. It just is. So yeah, I guess it's the same for all 3 tokens that we covered today. I am not buying any of them anytime soon. If someone that really believes in the technology wants to DCA into this, I guess that's fine, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to look for better spots. I do think that there's going to be a ton of money to be made in this vertical in the future, but I just don't know if the time is now. I mean, hopefully it will be. Hopefully I'm wrong. and that will be the case sooner rather than later. But I just see a lot more red before we see green on these weekly and monthly charts. So again, this will be another one that I have on my watch list. And as far as when I'm gonna, it's just, again, I mean, it's really hard with these to really base it off its own merit, off its own historical levels of support or resistance, because there's just not a lot there, right? As you can see here, we weren't able to go that far because we just don't have the data for it. So we have to look at other indicators, the macro and things of that nature, and that still doesn't look great. Maybe when SPX, the S&P 500 ticker symbol, shows us that it's time to maybe get risk on again, then we could look at assets like this again, maybe. So it's going to be really hard to really know for sure, and these will have to be tracked very, very closely. These assets are so risky, so volatile. And yeah, so right now I give 3 thumbs down, 1, 2, 3, for all 3 tokens right now. Not touching them, not yet. Getting closer, but not there yet. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Sorry I don't have better news. And sorry it took me so long to do a gaming and video. It's been way too long since I covered one, and my apologies for that. All right, guys, take care. See you soon.